Thanks for joining us on the biggest story tonight. Our focus continues to be on coronavirus. We're getting you all the live updates, and everybody wants to know what's happening in Mumbai, what's happening in Maharashtra, what's happening in different states where we're getting the positive cases from. Everyone's watching, and we'll give you the latest updates. In fact, we will give you the top 20 updates from across India every 10 to 15 minutes. Well, on the biggest story tonight, it's corporate India's biggest scam. A scam that even business channels are not reporting on. Today, with the Enforcement Directorate sending summons to Anil Ambani, tremors being felt in corporate circles in India's financial capital of Mumbai. Today, Republic TV's special investigation team, led by senior news editor Shravan Sen, has accessed documents that show how companies owned by Anil Ambani gave loans to companies owned by Yes Bank founder Rana Kapoor's wife, Bindu Kapoor. These are loans given between the year 2013 and 2014. Two different companies of Anil Ambani gave loans worth 150 crore rupees to two different companies of Bindu Kapoor and Roshni Kapoor. Do It Ventures and Imagine Property Private Limited. Shravan Sen breaking down the details. Also important to tell our viewers that we have sent a questionnaire to Reliance Capital. But Shravan, we are given to understand that we are yet to get a response from them. 2013, 2014. So somewhere around this time, we don't know the exact dates, but Anil Ambani is getting loans from Yes Bank. Now, as per some reports, loans amounting to nearly 12,000 crore rupees. But in 2013, 2014, Anil Ambani's companies were also giving loans to Rana Kapoor's wife. Is that what the documents show, Shravan? Can you please explain that to our viewers?
Niranjan, before I get into the details of this very document that I have with me right now, I would like to begin with a statement that was actually issued by the Reliance Group that was last week on Wednesday. And this is what they had basically stated. Reliance Group states it has nil direct or indirect exposure to Rana Kapoor, former CEO of Yes Bank, or his wife or daughters, or any entities controlled by Rana Kapoor or his family. That's point number one. Point number two in that statement stated that Reliance Group says its entire exposure to Yes Bank is fully secured and transacted in ordinary course of business. Now, that's the statement that has been issued by Reliance Group. Now, over a period of time, when Republic TV's began its entire investigation to find out what's the truth behind these loans that were granted and whether at all as to what the Enforcement Directorate has been maintaining before the courts, that there have been multiple companies that have been floated by Rana Kapoor's family members, controlled by Bindu Rana Kapoor and Rana Kapoor's daughters. These companies already go up to about 78 such companies. Money was being diverted through these very companies. What they've been talking about is 30,000 crore loans that were basically granted by Yes Bank to various companies. Talking specifically about Reliance Group, a DAG group if I may say so, it stands to about 14,000 crore loans that were basically granted by Yes Bank to multiple entities of Reliance Group. Now, talking about two companies, that's the crux of this entire investigation. Do It Urban Ventures Private Limited. Remember, Niranjan, this...
Show those documents to us. I mean, can you share those details if possible? Show us some of the documents as well, because we're also trying to put out the graphics of the entire deal and why it raises questions. On one hand, you have Anil Ambani's companies, group of companies that take loans from Yes Bank, nearly 12,000 crore rupees, 12,000 crore rupees and above, as per reports. And on the other hand, Anil Ambani's companies are giving out loans to Rana Kapoor's wife, Bindu Kapoor's firms.
Well, Niranjan, the firm that you're talking about is Do It Urban Ventures Private Limited, the company that is now under the scanner, named as an accused by the Enforcement Directorate as well as the Central Bureau of Investigation. And this is basically the balance sheet of that very company. This is the balance sheet of Do It Urban Ventures Private Limited. And let me ask my camera person to give you a closer look as far as Do It Urban Ventures Private Limited is concerned and their transactions. This is what we are talking about. Loan from Reliance Home Finance Private Limited. And how much have they actually got? 35 crore from this very company. And what is very important to point out is that the year that we are talking about, 2015 and 16, remember the fact that this very company has been posting losses year after year. If you simply go by the balance sheet, their annual reports, year after year, they've been posting losses, but despite that, loans were coming in. Let's talk about the other company that is basically under the scanner. Imagine Property Private Limited. This is the balance sheet as of 31st March 2014. Let me go to the second page. That gives you details of the long-term borrowings of this very company. Take a look at this. This is in the year 2014, long-term borrowings from loan from Reliance Home Finance Private Limited. Loan is about 35 crore again here. Take a look at 2013. Once again, long-term borrowings is another 35 crore. What's very important to point out here is also the mortgages that we're talking about. That's at a different stage altogether. But clearly, if you go by the transactions that were basically taking place, transactions taking place at a time when the company was basically posting losses. So did Reliance actually give that money? That's question number one, which we had posed before the authorities. We had also posed this question, asked this question, sent out a questionnaire to the Reliance group, but there has been no response. Multiple emails that have been sent out. One email that was sent to Reliance group was on Friday. We did follow up with them on Monday. In fact, we've also sent out a detailed questionnaire about these very transactions that have taken place, transactions which are basically now under the scanner.
Yeah. Now, going by the statement of Reliance Group, the Anil Ambani-led Reliance Group a few days back, Shravan, and you spoke about that statement where they spoke about exposure to Rana Kapoor's family and any possible deals with them. What did that statement say, and why is this particular deal that we're talking about contradicting that statement?
Well, at this point in time, it certainly raises some very important, pertinent questions, if I may say so, and that is exactly what we did ask Reliance Group, a detailed questionnaire that has been sent out. Just to juxtapose what we have found in our investigation to the statement that has been issued by Reliance Group, and I'm quoting once again. Reliance Group states that it has nil direct or indirect exposure to Mr. Rana Kapoor, former CEO of Yes Bank, or his wife or daughters, or any entities that have been controlled by Rana Kapoor or his family. That's how the statement actually begins, Niranjan. So when we are raising this entire question, these are transactions that actually took place in the year 2013, in the year 2014. There have been another transaction that actually took place much later too. So there are two companies that have clearly come under the scanner at this point in time. Remember, these are companies of Bindu Rana Kapoor and her daughters, which have also been named as an accused in the FIR that has been filed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, as well as the Enforcement Directorate. There have been certain transactions with regards to properties. We are given to understand that too has now basically come under the scanner. So clearly, the fact that these were long-term borrowings that were taking place, whether at all they were repaid, that's a question that perhaps the group will have to answer. Secondly, with regards to this very company, what's very important to point out here, Niranjan, is that this company, year after year, it has been posting losses. In fact, if you simply go by the audit report, here in the audit report, they are talking about against a profit of about 2 crore, there has been a loss of almost 40 crore. Now, that's the statement of the auditor as far as these companies that have been controlled by Bindu Rana Kapoor and her daughters. So the question is, when a group like Reliance actually gives loans, it is on the basis of what? What is the financial condition of these two very companies that we are talking about? Were they not aware of the fact that these companies were actually posting losses? And then the question of propriety, the question of ethics here also, when at a time their exposure with Yes Bank has been way larger. It's roughly at this point in time, what we do know by our sources within both the agencies is that it stands around 14,000 crore, which something that indirectly has also been admitted by Reliance Group, where they are saying that the repayment right now is at advanced stage, and through various mechanisms, they are assuring that the repayment of these loans that were granted by Yes Bank would actually take place. But the fact of the matter is that the entire transaction that took place between this company, Imagine Property Private Limited, and Do It Urban Ventures Private Limited, questions are being raised.
Joining us with those inputs, Shravan Sen breaking the story. It's a scam that no one's reporting on. It's a story that nobody's reporting on. The Yes Bank scam. Many so-called business channels aren't even touching it because perhaps they're worried about upsetting some key people in India Inc. Republic TV breaking down the details of Anil Ambani. One, that he's getting summoned. Two, of his group companies giving loans to Rana Kapoor's family members, which raises eyebrows. And we're also breaking information of another large corporate group owner with media interests who could be summoned in the next few days. It's the Republic SIT investigation. Part 1, the mortgage papers, loans, big loans taken by Anil Ambani from Yes Bank. We don't know whether it was in return, but certainly there were loans given over 100 crores from Reliance Group companies to Rana Kapoor of Yes Bank, his wife's companies. It doesn't add up. We'll tell you all about that, taking a short break on the biggest story tonight.